Welcome to Journaling with Nature, the podcast for those who want to turn curiosity into wonder, a pencil sketch into a rabbit hole of discovery, a moment of stillness into a life full of joy. I'm your host, Bethan Burton. Let's open the pages of our nature journals and explore this world together. Hello, this is episode 121. I hope you're doing well. How have you been going with these prompt episodes? Have you tried out any of the suggestions yet? I'm finding that they give me a bit of a kickstart or something to focus on when I sit down to journal, which is really nice. I have to admit that I'm recording this before I head off for a couple of weeks to New Caledonia, where I plan to work on the prompt from last time about trying something new. I'm going to be looking around me and trying to put people in my nature journal. It's a big fear of mine and I'm looking forward to giving it a go. But even though I'm working one prompt behind, I wanted to give you the next prompt in case you were ready to get going on the next thing. I've been thinking about this prompt for a while and it was inspired by my friend who is an artist. Her name is Elisa Singh. She's been on the podcast some time ago. So the prompt today is to become an apprentice. And what I mean by that is that we all have artists and journalers who we look up to and whose style we admire. For my friend Elisa, she wanted to learn how to draw like Michelangelo. And so she made this a goal and deliberately studied his pencil strokes and style and made herself, for a while, an apprentice to his work. I propose that we do this too, with whoever we artistically admire. For me, I really admire the work of people who are effortlessly free in their style. You know those sketches that have some loose and lovely lines and then some areas that are rendered in detail, but overall it has this feeling of freedom. There's one artist on Instagram that I would like to apprentice myself to. They create gorgeous sketches and watercolors of animals and plants which have a highly detailed and at the same time somehow loose and lovely style. I'll leave a link in the show notes to this profile so that you can see what I'm going to be working on. I also have a great love of the work and style of Tim Pond, a British wildlife artist who has been on this podcast before. Tim has the same kind of style, somehow really detailed and loose at the same time. So the idea is that you find someone who you admire and you study what they do and how they do it. Practice trying to copy their drawings and see what it feels like to make marks in their way. Copying like this is a wonderful way to learn. It's absolutely fine to copy, but if you post your copies, it's important to acknowledge the source. And as you do this over time, even though you won't get it exactly right, you'll never be able to replicate their style exactly or sketch or paint exactly the way that person does. Something of their style that you like will be infused into your own work, and you can take that learning with you as you move forward. I'm super keen to know who you admire and would like to learn from. Please leave a comment under this episode on the Journaling with Nature website, or you can use the hashtag Journaling with Nature and I'll see your posts on social media. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.